What's up, homies? Welcome back to another reaction from Heroes Reforged. We are reacting to the brand new trailer, Suicide Squad.
Shout out to Margot Robbie because she definitely watches our trailer reaction. So hi, hello. Hi, Margot Robbie.
Oh, I'm going to see this in IMAX, please, and thank you.
I hope they crank the volume to 30 because I want my ass shaking. I want my head rumbling. Like, I want everything.
I know James Gunn was promoting the IMAX screening, and I want to go see it IMAX. We got our tickets. We're going to go see F9 IMAX, and Adam and I have already seen it. But, you know, we're all vaccinated, and we're just jonesing to get back to the theater. But, like, I'm also hoping the Suicide Squad has 3D showings. Adam, do we know if there's a 3D version or not, or will be released in the US?
I don't know, but James Gunn is taking questions on Instagram right now, so I should just ask him.
Yeah, pop in over there.
Real quick,
Pop in.
Pop in
Hey,
there and ask
3D?
You know,
You got that 3D or what?
anytime there's like Q&As like that, they never answer the 3D questions. They never do.
No
well, let's just
response.
ask them directly now because I know Warner Brothers is watching. Hey, are we going to see a 3D Blu-ray, a physical release of the Suicide Squad and of the Peacemaker show? Please and thank you. Please. We just want to give you money in a different way. Don't pull the Marvel Studios. Don't pull the Disney Plus. They're not putting out WandaVision. They're not putting out Falcon and Winter Soldier on Blu-ray. You guys want to beat Marvel? This is how you do it. Put out them physical releases, jam-packed full of special features, so 12 people can buy them. Please.
Should we watch this trailer?
All right, y'all.
Yeah,
Let
let's watch this
let
trailer.
me know when to go. Let me know when to hit play.
On go. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Yes, Idris.
Robert Dubois. He's in prison for putting Superman
Robert
in the
Dubois.
ICU with a kryptonite bullet.
I'm not joining your Suicide Squad.
Impressive.
We'll see.
My court date is coming up.
Storm Reed.
Miss Waller said maybe you could help me out.
Everyone stand down.
Miss Waller, I don't stand down.
Whoa.
Don't mess with the man's daughter.
I wouldn't take such extreme measures if this mission went more important than you could possibly imagine. Are you in?
Okay, Amanda Waller.
Good.
This is
Viola
awesome.
Davis is one of the best castings.
I mean,
That's good.
What a
That's
get.
good.
What
Yeah.
a
Member is
get.
chosen for his or her own completely unique set of abilities.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. Had to go number 2.
Good to know.
Oh, Jesus.
Is this thing a dog?
A dog? What kind of dog do you think it is, mate?
I'm gonna go with Afghan hound.
Werewolf?
Yo, they sent me next to a werewolf! Yo, let me out!
He's not a werewolf, okay? He's a weasel. He's harmless. I mean, he's not harmless. He's killed 27 children, but, you know.
Oh, my God.
Your mission is to destroy every trace of something known only as Project Starfish. Any questions?
Starfish is a slang term for a butthole. Think there's any connection?
No.
Jesus Christ.
Let's get it.
All right. All right.
Yes.
Well, that's kind of our thing.
Ooh, he's about to die right there. Right after he said that he's gonna die. Guarantee you.
That's my dad.
You're out of real life.
I'm going to get you out of here alive.
Ratatouille, what do you got? Bird. now it. Stay off the comp.
Oh, my God. That's amazing.
Stay off the comp.
You know what I'm excited
it'd be
about? This
good.
is going to be a Suicide Squad movie that has an amazing trailer, but actually will deliver on that trailer. Whereas
Yeah,
with the
1000%.
first one, the
1000%.
first one had great trailers. Then we saw the movie, we're like, damn, this shit was hijacked.
It's tough not to think about how when the first Suicide Squad movie was coming out and the lead up to it and the, even when the concept got greenlit and it was only the third movie in this like burgeoning DC superhero comic book franchise after Superman, and then Superman fights Batman, and then this, it really did feel like, okay, Warner Brothers and everybody, they're behind this because of the success of Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, take an offbeat group of characters, and it's impossible to watch this trailer and not remember that and think about that and then go, they just went right to the source for this one. They just got the guy that did that. And I can't wait and the really exciting thing is that, like, knowing what James Gunn did with those obscure characters for Guardians for Marvel, that's awesome. And I feel like we can have that level of expectation, that kind of hype for this movie. But the thing is James is not just going to repeat. He's not just going to do Guardians of the Galaxy with DC characters. Like, the fun for me is like, how like different from Guardians is this going to be? Like, how what's the tone going to be like? Because in all of the trailers, it seemed like there is, and even with this one, with Storm Reed's character, with Idris Elba's daughter, like a surprising amount of heart. The Guardians movies have heart, but they also have a very kind of kind of an immature sense of humor sometimes. This might get like dark.
Because it is rated R, it can kind of tap into what James Gunn kind of got his notoriety for, which is that like B-movie indie horror, drama comedy sort of style of filmmaking, whether it's Slither or everything that he made prior to that. Like, I mean, he wrote Dawn of the Dead, he didn't direct it, but he still wrote it. So I think there's like a little bit of that opportunity for him to do another superhero property that's like a Guardians in the sense that it's a little bit more obscure, but because he has kind of like free will to do almost anything that he wants, and these are his words, not mine, I think there's a lot of more flexibility to play with the tone. And I think there's like a little bit of an advantage for him here, having characters, some of which we have already seen in a movie. You can like build off of that. And with some of those characters, you could kind of even reinvent them if you want to. Like, I love Joel Kinnaman, and I really like his character, Colonel Rick Flag. I didn't think he was the most like groundbreaking character in the first movie, but I think in this one, you could like give him more opportunities to be more funny, have more, a little bit more of some sort of emotional depth to his character. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the characters that we've already seen in the last movie, how much better they can be, and also seeing, these new characters. And I have a feeling a lot of characters are going to die.
I mean, I 1,000%. I think whatever his name, Captain Polka Dot or whatever his name is,
Polka Dot
right
Man.
after he says that line, Polka Dot Man, he is going to die. That is the way that shot was set up and the way he's saying that, I guarantee you he's going to die right after that, given I haven't seen the movie. But I think you guys are 1,000% right. I think James Gunn is the perfect person to at least correct the ship at this point, because to me, Suicide Squad, I called it and I got so much shit for it when we first did that trailer reaction to the first Suicide Squad. I called it a dud and I got ripped to shreds and it was a dud. And now I feel like this is the right man to, even if it's similar to Guardians, it's the right man to correct the ship, make sure it's going in a good direction, make sure it's going in a way that I feel like it's going now. I feel like this is the right choice for it, and then maybe let people take over afterwards. But right now, this feels like the perfect movie for him to kind of flex his rated, because James Gunn, he probably wanted to do like a rated R, like let the chains off me a little bit, because you could kind of see that a little bit in Guardians. I would have loved to see his rated R version of Guardians, because I'm sure there'd be a lot more chocolate starfish jokes in there somewhere. Like, there'd be that kind of humor in there, which I think would be amazing. I think it's great. I can't wait to see this. I'm super duper excited for this one. I don't think this one's going to be a dud. This one did not fall flat for me. So let's watch this freaking movie in the theaters.
Yeah. Get vaxxed and let's go, baby.
Get vaxxed, waxed, and squat up.
Clean that starfish, babies. Clean that starfish and go out to the movie theaters.
But it's cool. I mean, I agree. And I think, he went from this movie straight into the Peacemaker TV show that's going to drop next year on HBO Max. When they came to James Gunn, they basically gave him a list and they said, like, what would you want to do? And he kind of had, it was like really his choice. He could have picked anything. Like, I think even Superman was on the table at that point. And he went with Suicide Squad because, he felt like he really had something, he really felt like he could tell a story there. And I think that's super cool when a director who has the potential to come in and could do anything he wants, he goes for something that's a bit more obscure. And sometimes those movies tend to end up being some of like the best movies in, it doesn't even have to be part of a franchise, but it's kind of like that unexpected pairing, like Taika doing Thor, that usually ends up being a really good match and you get a really good movie because the director is passionate about it. I think that's the thing that matters the most. And, you know, I sometimes feel sorry for him because I know he gets a ton of questions from people on social media about like who had control, who had final say in this, and you know, just all those questions that I think plague every person who touches a DC property nowadays. And I'm glad whenever he's like, this is my project, this is my vision, this is what I wanted to do. The studio backed me. Even if that wasn't 100% the case, I don't think prior to the release of the movie, it wouldn't be smart to go out there and be like, well, we had a lot of back and forth and we didn't really get along. Like, if he's doing a Peacemaker TV show, there's got to be a good, relationship,
some good synergy, like something is going really.
I don't want to try to add more fuel to the conspiracy fire by saying, you know, oh, even if he had his hands tied behind his back, he's not going to say it now. He's not going to say anything now. I really do believe the guy, that he has enough clout, that he has enough sort of, I guess, power in Hollywood to be able to go, you know, it was a great experience, or I'm excited about it, or whatever. I feel like the guy comes across as pretty honest. And I also think that it is a really good sign that he went from this to a TV show, and that he got rehired back at Marvel, and he's going to go into Guardians and do a Christmas special, the next Guardians movie, so on and so forth.
A ride.
Really cool, the ride and everything. So I believe that James Gunn knows how to navigate kind of talking to fans and talking to press about the process. It's been tricky because Zack Snyder was in a really shitty position. But I think even before that, there were instances where maybe he wasn't the sort of best suited to kind of navigate those kinds of fan/press/ you know, whatever stuff. And I'm talking from like Man of Steel. I remember when Man of Steel came out and people were asking the team behind that, like, okay, is this going to lead to a whole DC universe? And it seemed like it was pretty clear that like that wasn't their plan. You know what I mean? And so they would have to kind of pivot and be like, well, maybe, who knows? I don't know. Where it's like, it seemed like Warner Brothers was just doing a Superman movie, and then that sort of retroactively turned into their whole thing. Green Lantern was supposed to be the start of a DC universe. The Dark Knight trilogy was supposed to be the start of a DC universe. Like, there's been a few starts and stops with like the DC Comics characters. And it feels weird to look at something like the Suicide Squad. I mean, after Birds of Prey, which is my favorite in the franchise so far, after Shazam, after Aquaman, after Justice League, didn't do it, after the first Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Batman fighting Superman. Now I look at this and I go, is this going to be the one that's really going to kind of kickstart and jumpstart the larger universe? Because it's like, at this point, there isn't one. Who cares? It doesn't matter. They made a reference to Superman getting shot with a kryptonite bullet. We've never seen that in a movie. That's not how these movies are operating. It's not about actually building on what came before. Now I feel like the name of the game is put out a movie, make it awesome, have time progress. Like Shazam 2 better have been years since the first Shazam. I hope it doesn't take place right after. Say that shit happened in these upcoming movies, and fans will just be like, oh, okay, that's what happened to Batman. That's what happened to Superman. Who cares? Like this studio is not making these movies the same way that Disney and Marvel Studios is making their Marvel superhero characters. So just like cross your fingers for the best possible product. And if we're lucky, the larger DC shared universe will get like referenced and we'll kind of get teased with it, but we shouldn't feel like anything's going to come of that. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It's like, when are we going to see Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn again? I don't know. There's some stuff
in this movie.
In this movie, and then after that, I don't know. So I know
exactly what you're saying, Hector. Yeah. And honestly, at this point, I don't care. Just give me a good movie, and I'm gonna watch it. I don't care. Like, don't give me a cinematic universe. I don't care. Like, give me James Gunn directing 12 more of these movies, and I'll watch them.
Yeah. Like, people are meanwhile like week to week, people are obsessing over the background blurry details of Loki to try to fit into that whole thing. Whereas like with DC and Warner Brothers, it's like, hey, is there a Superman? I don't know. Like, who gives a shit?
Like, y'all like Shark King, or what's his name? King Shark.
Yes,
y'all
more
like
King Shark. Like, I would not be surprised at this point if the Matt Reeves Batman movie came out and they were like, well, this is now just Batman now. He's going to meet Jason Momoa. Like, I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's too spiraled out of control. There's no use in trying to get it to work like a comic book universe, because that's not what this movie franchise is, at least not right now. Who knows? Maybe a movie will come along and kind of streamline everything and make it make sense. But the fact that Michael Keaton's showing up in a Flash movie, I doubt it, homies. I doubt that it's going to get like smoother. It's not.
It's not going to happen. We shouldn't expect it.
Okay.
And honestly, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. If they own these characters and they're going to do whatever they want to do with them, I'm going to cross my fingers and hope for the best. And right now, I'm hoping for the best for this movie because it looks dope.
Looks really, really good. Really, really good.
Yeah.
I mean, Suicide Squad, regardless of which movie it was, the trailers have always been really solid. So I'm super excited for this movie. You know, I can't wait to see it. So
Me too.
Can't wait to go to a theater, watch it in IMAX the way it was meant to be seen. Thank you, James Gunn. Just respond to my question on Instagram and let me know if it's in 3D. Okay.
Thank you. Please. Please let there be a 3D version.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Guys, let us know in the comments down below your thoughts on not the final, the new trailer for the Suicide Squad. Are you going to see it in theaters or on HBO Max? If you say HBO Max, I don't know if I can be friends with you. Subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.